Have you ever noticed how some people seem to be living in a completely different reality than the rest of us? They mention wanting something, a new opportunity, relationship, or experience, and within days or weeks, it materializes in their lives. Meanwhile, you might have been visualizing the same desire for months with nothing to show for it. I was reminded of this recently while having lunch with a friend who casually mentioned needing a larger apartment. 2 days later, she got a call about a perfect place in her dream neighborhood that wasn't even officially on the market yet. It just fell into my lap, she said, not realizing how remarkable this synchronicity actually was. As Neville Goddard once said, "What you feel, you attract. What you imagine, you create." His wisdom from decades ago applies even more powerfully today, when we're constantly bombarded with distractions that pull our focus in 1,000 different directions. The difference between those who manifest effectively and those who don't isn't about luck, it's about understanding how the mind actually communicates with the world around us. Think about how plant growth follows predictable patterns. A seed doesn't question whether it will become a flower or struggle with self-doubt, simply responds to its environment, absorbing what it needs and naturally expressing its fullest potential. Manifestation works in a remarkably similar way, with our thoughts and feelings creating the soil and conditions from which our reality grows. I'm going to share 3 manifestation techniques that have transformed thousands of lives, not through mystical forces, but through precise alignment of your conscious and subconscious mind. These approaches don't require you to drastically change your lifestyle or spend hours in meditation. They're designed to work alongside your normal daily activities, whether you're commuting to work, taking a shower, or those 5 minutes before you fall asleep at night. So if you've tried manifestation before without success, or if certain areas of your life feel stubbornly resistant to change, stay with me. The breakthrough you've been looking for might be simpler than you think. The manifestation disconnect. Why you're not seeing results. Let's be honest about something that most manifestation teachers won't tell you. Most of us have tried some form of manifestation practice already. You might have created elaborate vision boards, written affirmations, or spent time visualizing your dream life in great detail. But when you look at your current reality, there's often a frustrating gap between what you've been focusing on and what's actually showing up. It's like planting seeds in your garden, watering them faithfully every day, and then finding that nothing grows. Naturally, you start questioning whether there's something wrong with the seeds, the soil, or your gardening technique. I worked with a musician who had been diligently visualizing performance opportunities for months. He had the talent, the preparation, and the desire, yet every audition seemed to end with rejection. During our conversation, I discovered something fascinating. While he was consciously visualizing success on stage, his body was experiencing the same nervous tension during these visualizations that he felt during actual auditions. His mind was creating beautiful images of success, but his nervous system was reinforcing the pattern of anxiety he was trying to overcome. This reveals something crucial about how manifestation actually works. Your conscious mind might be painting a beautiful picture of what you want, but if your subconscious is running a different program, it's like trying to drive a car with one foot on the gas and one on the brake. You're expending a lot of energy but not getting anywhere. The techniques themselves aren't failing you, and doubting the power of the universe doesn't make much sense when you think about it. This is the same universe that orchestrates entire ecosystems with perfect balance, that moves planets in precise orbits, and that transforms tiny seeds into towering trees. The power that coordinates all. This certainly has the capacity to bring your desires to fruition. What's actually happening is that your old thought patterns, deeply ingrained fears and persistent self-doubts are creating resistance. On the surface, you're doing all the right things, writing affirmations, visualizing daily, but beneath that conscious layer, your subconscious might be repeating very different messages. This won't work for me, or I don't deserve this. It's like trying to tune a radio to a specific frequency. While there's static interference, the station is broadcasting clearly, but you can't hear it through the noise. Similarly, what you want to manifest is available, but your internal interference prevents you from receiving it. That's the real difference between people who manifest successfully and those who don't. It's not about finding more complicated techniques. It's about clearing the internal static. When your inner frequency truly matches what you want to attract, manifestation becomes almost effortless. It feels like the universe is conspiring to help you, because in a very real sense, it is. 3 high-speed manifestation techniques for today's world. The 3 techniques I'm about to share work remarkably quickly compared to traditional manifestation methods. I've seen people experience significant results within days or even hours of applying them correctly. One participant in my recent workshop, a healthcare professional who had been stuck in career limbo for years, called me just 48 hours after learning these techniques to tell me she'd received an unexpected job offer that aligned perfectly with her vision. When you say these words, you're actually stepping into the version of yourself who already has what you want. You're collapsing time and experiencing the fulfillment now, which is precisely what makes this technique so effective. The optimal time to use this technique is right before you drift off to sleep at night. That's when your conscious mind begins to relax. Its grip, subconscious, becomes more receptive. The barrier between your waking and dreaming mind becomes thinner, making it the perfect moment to plant new patterns. Close your eyes, take a few calm breaths, and speak your whispered gratitude from the heart once is sufficient, though you can repeat it up to 3 times if it helps. You connect more deeply with the feeling. Remember, it's more about the genuine feeling behind your words than how many times you say them. If expressing gratitude in English feels unnatural to you, use whatever language feels most comfortable and authentic. Hindi, Spanish, French, whatever language carries the most emotional resonance for you. The universe responds to the feeling behind your words, not just the words themselves. You might be wondering if something this straightforward could actually make a difference. I completely understand that skepticism, but I've collected countless stories of people manifesting everything from finding lost objects to receiving unexpected money, reconnecting with loved ones, landing dream opportunities, and even attracting new homes, all using this technique, sometimes within hours or even minutes. The power isn't in the specific words, but in how this technique helps you release resistance and align your conscious and subconscious mind. When you let go of desperate wanting and speak from a place of genuine gratitude and certainty, you create perfect alignment with what you're trying to manifest. So tonight, before you fall asleep, try it with something meaningful to you. Close your eyes and simply say, "Thank you, universe, for showing me that my desire is fulfilled." Trust that something larger than yourself is listening attentively and ready to respond. Technique 2, robotic affirmations. The second technique might sound mechanical from its name, but it's extraordinarily effective for breaking through stubborn mental barriers. I call it robotic affirmations, and it's especially powerful for those whose biggest obstacle is their own limiting beliefs. Everything happening in your life right now, both positive and challenging, can be traced back to your subconscious programming. This programming has been shaped by countless influences. Since childhood, family dynamics, education, cultural messages, and personal experiences, until this underlying programming changes. Even the most diligent manifestation practice won't fully work for you. That's where robotic affirmations come in as a game changer. Another person, a writer struggling with creative block, applied the second technique during his morning shower and found himself flowing with new ideas before he'd even dried off. These aren't isolated incidents. They represent a pattern I've observed again and again. What makes these approaches different from more time-consuming manifestation practices? It's their ability to rapidly shift your vibrational state and align both your conscious and subconscious mind. Think of it like modern communication compared to sending a letter. In the past, if you wanted to share information with someone far away, you'd write a letter, mail it, and wait days or weeks for a response. Now, you can send a message that arrives instantly. These techniques create that same kind of immediacy. In your communication with the universe, even when you consciously want something, your subconscious might be filled with contradictory programming. Maybe you consciously desire financial abundance, but subconsciously, you're running old messages about money, being scarce, or wealthy people being unethical. That creates a fundamental mismatch in your manifestation signal. These 3 techniques help align your thoughts, feelings, and subconscious patterns quickly, so your entire being is broadcasting the same frequency. When that happens, what you're trying to manifest can find you much more easily. Technique 1. The Whisper Technique. The first technique I want to share is deceptively simple but remarkably powerful. I call it the Whisper Technique, and it works wonders for people who feel like nothing else has helped them manifest effectively. What makes this approach special is its simplicity and speed. It doesn't require special equipment, extensive practice, or significant time investment. You can apply this technique in under a minute. Here's how it works. Choose one specific desire, something concrete that you want to manifest. It could be hearing from someone important to you, finding a solution to a problem, discovering a new opportunity, or anything else that matters to you right now. Now, here's the key shift that makes this technique so effective. Instead of asking for this thing to happen in the future, you're going to express gratitude as if it has already occurred. From that place of completion and fulfillment, you'll speak a simple sentence directly from your heart to the universe, God, Source, or whatever higher power resonates with your personal beliefs. Say something like, "Thank you, universe, for showing me that my desire is fulfilled," or "Thank you, divine, for showing me that my wish has come true." Notice what we're doing here. We're not begging, pleading, or making demands. We're expressing genuine gratitude from a place of trust and certainty. This subtle shift instantly aligns your energy with the frequency of having already received what you desire. The concept is straightforward but profound. Repetition is the mother of belief. What you tell yourself consistently, with enough repetition and emotional conviction, eventually becomes your reality, regardless of whether that message is empowering or limiting. Think about those deep-set beliefs you might have, like "I never have enough money," or "relationships always end painfully for me." You can say all the positive affirmations you want on the surface, but if these core beliefs remain untouched, your outer reality will continue reflecting them. That's why you need a systematic approach to rewrite your subconscious programming, which is exactly what robotic affirmations provide. To use this technique, choose a positive statement that directly counters your limiting belief and aligns with what you want to manifest. For example, "I attract money easily and consistently." "I am worthy of loving, supportive relationships." "My body is healing and restoring itself perfectly." Or "I am naturally creating my ideal career path." Now, here's where this differs from standard affirmations. Instead of just saying it a few times half-heartedly, you're going to repeat it consistently, almost mechanically, like a robot would. Say it over and over again, without initially worrying about whether you feel it or believe it. You can say it aloud, write it repeatedly, or repeat it mentally. The key is volume and consistency. Aim for at least 1,000 repetitions a day, or dedicate an hour or two on specific days just for this practice. Some people even do 10,000 repetitions in one sitting, which is why it's sometimes called the Yi-1 affirmations technique. What makes this different from regular affirmations is that you don't need to feel emotional or visualize while doing this, especially at first. The goal isn't to convince yourself emotionally. It's to establish a new neural pathway through mechanical repetition that gradually rewires your subconscious mind. This works because your brain learns primarily through repetition. Think about how you learned to tie your shoes or drive a car: through consistent repetition until it became automatic. Similarly, if a child hears repeatedly that they're not good enough, that message becomes their operating system, regardless of its truth. In the same way, when you tell yourself something positive thousands of times, that gradually replaces the old programming in your subconscious. It's like overwriting outdated software with a new, more effective version. The first few days you try this, you might find it boring or pointless. You might not feel anything significant. That's completely normal and exactly why most people give up too soon. The point isn't to feel an immediate emotional shift. It's to persistently plant seeds that will grow into new beliefs. When these new beliefs finally take root, which might take a few weeks of consistent practice, you'll notice that your thinking patterns, your emotional responses, and eventually your whole reality begin to shift. People often report experiencing a burst of clarity, confidence, and positive expectation, where before they felt only doubt and limitation. Situations that used to trigger anxiety suddenly feel manageable. Opportunities that seemed closed off begin appearing in unexpected ways. It's not some instant miracle. It's the natural result of rewiring your subconscious mind. If you're serious about making a fundamental change in your life, commit to this practice daily, without skipping days, and watch how not just your mindset, but your entire life experiences start to transform from the inside out. Technique 3, the reverse technique. The third technique is completely different from the previous two, and in many ways, it's the most counterintuitive yet powerful of them all. I call it the reverse technique because it asks you to do the exact opposite of what most manifestation teachers tell you. With the whisper technique and robotic affirmations, you're actively focusing on your desires, either expressing gratitude for them or repeating them consistently. But with the reverse technique, you learn to completely let go of your desires instead of holding on to them. I know that sounds paradoxical, which is exactly why it's called the reverse technique. It's about unlearning what you've been taught, opposite of what might seem logical. Here's what typically happens when we really want something. We become obsessed with it. We think about it constantly, check for signs of progress, and wonder anxiously when it will finally appear. Why isn't it happening yet? Am I doing something wrong? What's taking so long? All that anxious energy and desperate wanting actually pushes your manifestation further away. It's like trying to catch a butterfly. The harder you chase it, the more it flies away from you. The reverse technique says, just let it go. Let it go completely. But this is crucial. Letting go doesn't mean giving up or not caring. It means releasing the energy of lack, fear, anxiety, or feeling incomplete without what you desire. When you genuinely let go with the deep knowing that you're already whole and complete exactly as you are, you reach a vibrational state where manifesting becomes almost effortless. The things you want start coming to you naturally, without you having to chase them. After adopting this technique, people typically experience one of two interesting changes. Some become more childlike, carefree, playful, and naturally trusting of life. Just as children inherently know they'll be taken care of and rarely worry about their needs being met, you develop a similar trust in the universe's timing and provision. You stop overthinking and strategizing. You simply enjoy your life in the present moment with the natural expectation that good things are coming your way. Others find themselves becoming more sage-like, peaceful, centered, and deeply content with whatever is. You start to feel such fulfillment within yourself that nothing external seems essential anymore. You realize that your happiness doesn't depend on getting that relationship, job, or material possession. And here's the beautiful paradox: that state of genuine contentment and inner peace creates a magnetic energy that naturally pulls things toward you. You become a human magnet for your desires without even trying. So how do you practice the reverse technique? There's no rigid formula, but here's the essence. Emotionally detach from what you want to manifest. Release the feeling that you desperately need it, or that you'll be unhappy without it. Keep gently reminding yourself, I'm okay exactly as I am. Everything's unfolding perfectly, and what's truly meant for me is on its way in divine timing. Feel these truths deeply in your heart. I don't need anything outside myself to be complete. I'm already whole. I trust the universe's timing completely. Without demanding or pleading, all my genuine needs are being met. The reverse technique is about an internal release, just a mental concept, but a felt experience in your body. Instead of clinging to your desires with tension and anxiety, you simply open your hands and let them float away, like releasing a balloon into the sky. And then you continue living your life fully in the present moment. This takes practice because our minds are conditioned to want control and certainty. We're taught that making things happen requires struggle and constant effort. But the more you practice this gentle art of letting go, the more you'll discover a profound inner peace and natural alignment with what truly belongs in your life. The real transformation happens when you genuinely start letting go from within, not as a strategy to get what you want, which would be just another form of attachment, but as an authentic expression of your trust in life's intelligence. Remember this paradoxical truth. When you truly stop demanding things from the universe, that's precisely when it starts giving to you most abundantly. That's the real magic of the reverse technique. Choosing the right technique for your situation. Now that I've shared these 3 powerful approaches, you might be wondering which one would work best for your particular situation. Let me offer some guidance based on what I've observed with thousands of people. The whisper technique is perfect if you want quick results without elaborate preparation. If you tend to get overwhelmed by complicated visualization processes or lengthy meditation practices, this technique offers a beautifully simple alternative. You simply express gratitude to the universe, as if your desire has already been fulfilled with complete faith and certainty. If your belief is strong and clear, the response can come with surprising speed. Many people find this approach especially effective for specific concrete desires, rather than broad life changes. Robotic affirmations are ideal if your biggest obstacle is your own limiting beliefs and negative thought patterns. If you've tried manifestation before, but feel like you're constantly sabotaging yourself with doubt or feelings of unworthiness, this technique addresses the root cause. It's a systematic way to replace your old belief system through consistent, high-volume repetition. It doesn't require intense emotion or vivid imagination. You just need to be consistent until your new programming sinks deep into your subconscious mind. Then there's the reverse technique, perhaps the simplest yet most profound approach. This is especially powerful if you tend to get anxious or overly attached to outcomes. When you stop showing neediness and let go completely with confidence and inner satisfaction, something remarkable happens. You might need to experiment with all 3 to discover which resonates most with your personality and current situation. Many people find that different techniques work better for different areas of life. Perhaps the whisper technique for immediate needs, robotic affirmations for deep-seated insecurities, and the reverse technique for significant life dreams. The beautiful thing is that you don't have to choose just one. You can incorporate all 3 into your life in different ways, creating a comprehensive manifestation practice that addresses every aspect of your relationship with the universe. Final thoughts: trust the process. As we conclude our exploration of these powerful techniques, I want to leave you with some encouragement. The universe is always listening to your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs, not just your conscious requests. What matters most is aligning your entire being with what you truly desire. Remember that you are absolutely worthy of everything your heart genuinely longs for. You already have what it takes within you: the power, the connection to universal energy, and the capacity to shape your reality. And you're likely much closer than you think to manifesting your dreams. Sometimes the things we want most are just around the corner, waiting for us to shift our energy just slightly to allow them in. These techniques aren't just about getting stuff. They're about discovering your own creative power and your intimate connection with the universe. As you practice them, you'll likely find that the inner changes, the peace, confidence, and joy you develop are even more valuable than the external things you manifest. So, trust the process, be patient with yourself, and know that with each moment of alignment, with each release of resistance, you're drawing closer to the life you've always imagined. The universe is on your side, supporting your highest good, always. You just need to get on the right frequency and let the natural abundance of life flow to and through you. Trust yourself, and watch as life begins to unfold in ways more beautiful than you could have imagined.